Alright, y'all. We in the kitchen today. We're going to be making some of Miss Hannah's homemade biscuits. And we're going to show you how to make some fine honey butter. We're going to be using gun line honey. But that'll be later on
While the biscuits are baking.
while the biscuits are baking. So, Miss Hannah, tell us real quick what we're doing.
These are really like super cheating simple biscuits. All you need self-rising flour, sour cream, don't knock it till you try it for real, and a stick of butter. Really simple. So melt the stick of butter completely, which I probably should have done before we started, because now the melted our butter. I usually zap it for like right at a minute. We'll usually completely liquefy it. So got a cup of self-rising flour. You'll probably have to add a little bit more as you mix it. But then sour cream, mix 4 ounces, and this is a big container, so I can't use all of it. But 4 ounces of sour cream in the bowl. And then, I guess it's just part of Southern cooking. That's why I can't tell you exactly how much flour, because you just got to kind of feel it. It's a really sticky dough. So, but just start folding the flour into the sour cream. Oven's preheated. So, it's going to be like crummy, kind of lumpy when you get the sour cream blended. But that's where the butter comes in. So, well, I did a big old mound in cup, so I might not have to add any more. There's a fine line mixing biscuit dough. If you mix it too much, or if you're too rough on it, it won't rise right. But these biscuits don't rise much anyway, so that's why I say they're super easy to make. So see how it's kind of crummy, like crumbly, lumpy? That's about where you want it.
Show it one more time. I can zoom in for you.
Okay. See, it's not smooth and floury, but all that sour cream is broke up and lumpy now. So then your stick of melted butter, pour half of it in, well, maybe about 3/4 of it in. Nothing really gets measured down here. And this is where the sticky stuff comes in. So you just blend all that together. And a more experienced baker than me could probably do it with a dough cutter or a spoon or whatever and get it right. But the lady that taught me the same thing. You just got to feel it with your hands. I can't tell you how to do it with a spoon. So, I'll probably pour a little bit more of the butter in.
So you want it just kind of clumpy?
You do want it clumpy, like enough where you can mash it together, but it's not going to be your typical, non-sticky floury dough. It's a really sticky dough. Yeah. See how it's all pretty moist, but a little bit lumpy? When it's sticking to your hands really good, it's good. So, okay, got it all blended together pretty much. See, all the flour out. So, then, just a little bit more flour. We'll sprinkle it out on your counter. And just kind of scoot it around, because you're going to want that to keep it off your hands when you mash it out. So, I always just kind of squeeze it all into a ball, kind of, and dump it out. I need my dishwasher going over there.
Well, you got a prototype.
On its way. Okay, so we got a wad of kind of sticky dough. Might have a little too much flour there.
Oh, it'll go.
I know, but you don't want to weigh the biscuits down. So plop that down. And then just kind of mash it out into a rough shape. Now these biscuits, like I said, they don't rise much. So however thick you like your biscuits to be is about how thick you need to pat the dough out. Now us, they always end up getting made really, I guess, kind of a thin, flaky biscuit. Because I inherited my biscuit cutter that's older than me, and I'm sentimental to it. So I use it all the time anyway.
Yeah, I'm telling you, these are some fine biscuits for breakfast, dinner, supper.
Yeah.
Either way, get some good eating.
So, yeah, just cut your little biscuits out. I'm gonna cry the day I lose that biscuit cutter, y'all. And then, I guess baking time may vary. The only thing I've ever used to bake these is put them in a cast iron skillet. So, if you use a non-stick or a cookie sheet or something, your baking time may vary a little bit. But you got the oven heated to 400 or preheated, I guess is the technical term. She put my slippers on camera. A little more flour over here.
So about how many biscuits can you get out of this?
This recipe usually does about 8 or 10, I guess. But if you make them thicker, then it may do a little bit less. And they're kind of temperamental, I guess, because all the moisture you put in them that you wouldn't normally put in a normal biscuit dough. But sometimes you do have to put a little more than a cup of flour. Usually it's about a cup and a half. See, they don't stick to the camera. I mean, if you smash them together, kind of like cinnamon rolls, they'll rise a little bit. They'll probably double in size from what they are right there. Alright, last one. This was always my daddy's favorite. He called it the lump biscuit because you just ball up the last bit of dough and put it right in the middle. So, that one's special for him tonight. But, here, let me rinse this off. Alright, I think this is the part that makes it so good. The butter you didn't put in the batter, you dribble it over the top of all of them. And cooking on cast iron, it seasons your skillet really good too. Added bonus. But, there's some biscuits. And then in the oven, my extremely dirty oven. It gets used a lot. But 20 minutes and you'll have golden brown biscuits.
Alright. See you in 20 minutes?
No.
No.
Now the best part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He forgot. Just that quick, y'all. And we didn't mention the first ingredient. Step 1 is always coffee. Make sure you have that on hand if your husband's cooking with you.
You may need it.
It makes it more fun. But, right now, let me scoot this over a little bit. And that we've heard on a couple different chats here lately that there's a lot of people that have never had honey butter. And that really just broke our hearts. So we're going to make some honey butter to go on our biscuits. Now, there's roughly 2 tablespoons of just regular salted butter in a stick. And you don't want it melted, but you want it softened. in there, enough where you can stir it up. Now, if you're making a whole, like cooking for a whole big crowd, then, you know, scale it to however much you need to make. But
whose honey is that?
this is gunline honey. So, I mean, literally, y'all, I've never in my life seen like a set recipe for it, but we grew up on it. All you do, just douse your butter with honey real good. And then just kind of smash up your butter. That's why you want it softened, not straight out of the fridge. Just stir it up. You may have to whip it a little bit extra. Let's see, it's still really white, buttery looking, so definitely go back in with the honey.
So you want to try to get a little tint to it?
Well, that's just like your first indicator, I guess, of where it's at. And it's going to depend on, you know, your taste and preference too. This is all just, you know, done to taste. So.
Oh, it's good either way.
Yeah, that's still a little bit lighter than what we normally do.
Now that is a light honey too.
But you want to taste more honey than butter. So.
How long will this keep?
I mean, if you put it in the fridge, it'll stay good as long as, you know, butter would stay good. So, because it's going to harden back up, you know, like butter. It'll re-solidify or whatever. I wouldn't leave it sitting out very long. I always keep it in the fridge and then just set it out like an hour before we're going to eat and let it soften up again. So.
But to be honest, y'all, it don't last that long.
No, he eats it all. So, I don't do this if I'm cooking for somebody else, but...
It's ours. A little more?
No, I think it's pretty good, actually.
There we go.
Let you taste it. Maybe a little more honey?
No, that's just right.
Good.
Don't touch it.
Okay.
Save it for the biscuit.
So, super, super simple recipe, y'all. But you won't regret making it, I promise. It's really, really good. I'm probably going to skip dinner tonight and make a meal on biscuits and honey butter.
Well, that's that, y'all. Super simple recipe. Make you some honey butter. We got a few more minutes on the biscuit. As soon as them puppies are ready and that cast iron, we'll be right back to you. It's time.
You ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's show the people.
See what we got.
There we go.
See, they're going to come out about the size you put them in. Maybe a little bit bigger.
So I'll flip one of these babies over.
Hang on. You're
Look
going
at
to
that.
bust it.
Just golden, beautiful. Okay, I'll get out of it.
The rest of the supper is not quite ready. Y'all can see they're super, super flaky little biscuits. The special one. Right in the middle.
I'm not one on culinary creativity, just as long as it tastes good.
I know.
Some
I'm
folks
just
like
trying
pretty
not
food
to
though.
drop them off the plate. So, there you have a pan of hot biscuits on a really cold day. Let's see if this honey butter will kind of drool over them like I'm thinking. Stella's ready.
That looks like some cream, honey.
Almost. But it's definitely honey butter.
Yeah, not creamed honey, honey butter.
Yeah, when I was growing up, every single Sunday morning, my daddy'd get up and put a giant roast on, like all kinds of vegetables in it, and put it in the oven while we was going to church. But while he was putting the roast together, my mama, she had the recipe for the French camp over in New Orleans, Louisiana. She got the recipe for their French bread. And she would put that dough together while Daddy was doing the roast. Roast would go in the oven while we went to church. And then as soon as we come in the door, Mama would throw that bread in the oven and make rice. And 30 minutes later, it was hog heaven. But she made honey butter every week to go with it. So we was literally brought up on it. It just melted into that biscuit.
Sure did. That's going to be some good eating here in a minute.
Let's see, they're just super flaky, moist little biscuits. Even though they're small, they're really, really good.
Oh, they'll eat. Well, y'all.
You ready? Your taste tester's ready.
Look at her.
She thinks like butter. Oh, man. There's jealous.
Sit.
You want to see it? You're not being sweet. Sit down. Sit down. Thank you. Now we get to bite. Happy dogs.
The only time y'all mind.
They're excellent taste testers, y'all.
All right, y'all. There you go. Hope y'all enjoy it. God bless you. Lord willing, we will see y'all
Sunday
on the
night.
next one.